Is that Mega Dragonite? So recently we've had another Pokemon Presents for Pokemon Legends ZA. In this Presents, a lot of things happened. I have so many things I want to talk about today, and there will be a few leaks in the video, but nothing crazy. Let's get into it. Alright, first I want to talk about some predictions for the new Megas I have. This is purely based on the trailers that we've gotten. I actually made a TikTok about both of them. Go check my TikTok out. Two Pokemon that I'm praying get Megas are Crocodile and Hydreigon. Both of them are like some of my favorite dark types ever. And it's not just that I like them though, I have solid proof for them to have a good chance at getting a Mega. Let's start with the more obvious one, Crocodile. Even before this trailer, the Crocodile line was showcased a lot during previous trailers. Crocodile is like a fan favorite from Unova. And it's also in like my top 5 Pokemon all time. I want to talk about one thing with Crocodile though. It's used in one of those Mega raids. We see one of the new characters in this trailer. This dude's name is Naveen. Naveen seems to be very fond of dark type Pokemon because he used both the Scraggy and Crocodile in raids. He also has a Mega bracelet. Now there's a lot of leaks talking about Scrafty's gonna get a Mega, but that's not what we're focusing on. Why have so many trailers advertise Crocodile? Maybe Game Freak has made a Mega for him, and they think it's one of their best designs they've ever made, their magnum opus. I'd actually be surprised if Crocodile didn't get a Mega based on like how much it's advertised in these trailers. Let's move on to Hydreigon getting a Mega evolution. This one requires a little bit more theorizing, but essentially Hydreigon is a pseudo-legendary Pokemon from Unova. If you don't know what a pseudo-legendary is, because a lot of people on TikTok I noticed didn't know, it's a non-legendary Pokemon with 3 different evolutionary stages. It has a base stat total of 600, and it is in the slow experience group. Pseudo-legendary Pokemon are notoriously strong, and my favorite is Tyranitar. It used to be Hydreigon. Now, out of the 10 pseudo-legendary Pokemon that exist, 5 of them have Megas. That's half of the pseudo-legendaries. When Pokemon XY first released, we got Mega Garchomp and Tyranitar. When Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire released, we got Mega Metagross and Mega Salamence. Now we've had it revealed to us that Dragonite is getting a Mega. If in XY, 2 Megas were introduced, and in Oras, we also got 2 Megas, why wouldn't they continue the pattern? How'd I get to Hydreigon though? So, like I said, there's 5 options for new Megas. Hydreigon, Goodra, Como, Dragapult, and Baxcalibur. We can immediately eliminate 2 of these Pokemon. Baxcalibur is a Gen 9 Pokemon, and new Pokemon like that don't usually get new forms in these spin-off games. Goodra just got a Hisuian form in PLA, so it probably won't get a Mega. Dragapult is a bit iffy if it's on like too soon to get a Mega, because Gen 8 wasn't that long ago, but we'll count it out. I think it's too soon to get a Mega. That leaves us with Como and Hydreigon. Como is one of the most hated pseudos for some reason. I think it's actually pretty cool, but I think that also makes it more likely that Hydreigon will get a Mega. And if it does, please change its typings, because Hydreigon just gets absolutely destroyed by fairy types. Now let's move on to my personal favorite and what I think would be the most interesting thing for Pokemon Legends ZA. Battle Bond could be returning. Now let me be 100% honest with you. The chance of us getting Battle Bond is around like a 5% chance, I'd say. The main argument is that we won't get it because it's been retconned. But my counter argument is that Mega Evolution has been retconned multiple times, but they retconned it again for this game. They retcon the retcons. A lot of Mega entries say stuff like, this Pokemon basically almost dies Mega evolving because its spine gets like broken, or something crazy like that. But that was made up so that we would give up on Mega evolutions and we would move on and be hyped for Dynamax. And let's go, Pokédex entries were back to normal, and they kept saying super chill stuff like, yeah, this Pokemon gets more powerful. Saying all this to say, kind of like Dragon Ball GT, it can get retconned again. So let's talk about the actual Battle Bond mechanics now. In one of my previous videos, I came up with a whole system. The mechanics could work in the same way that they do for Megas in this game. There's a little meter at the bottom of the screen that fills up when you're fighting Pokemon. This is the Mega Meter, at least that's what I'm calling it. And when it fills up, you can Mega Evolve a Pokemon. And this meter fills up even if the Pokemon that you're using cannot Mega Evolve. So like I said, once this meter is full, you can Mega Evolve. But what if, while every other Pokemon, even the ones that cannot Mega Evolve, they charge your Mega Arena? But what if there's a separate bar for once your Battle Bond able Pokemon switches in? This meter would charge a lot quicker and only work for one of the 3 starters from the college trio. I'd call this the Battle Bond meter. I still stand by that system. But let's talk about who gets Battle Bond. I don't know about y'all, but I think there's only 3 options for Battle Bond. Greninja, who obviously already had it, Delphox, and Chestnut. This is the original Kalos starter trio, and they're all in need of some special love. Now, they're rumored to get Megas, but I mean, just look at Megas and look at Battle Bond. Battle Bond is so much better than Megas, and I really hope they get Battle Bond. I don't think Mega forms now will make up for the fact that they should have got them a decade ago when the game first released. And like I said, Battlebond is a much cooler and unique mechanic, and I personally think these are the only Pokemon that should use it in this game. Here's a unique look into the interactive Battlebond system. We still got more to talk about though. Jet, the lady that's part of Quasartico, could possibly be related to Colress. Now in PLA we had a cool mechanic where you could see ancestors of current game characters. It looks very similar in Legends ZA too. Lita has a similar look to Tierno, and Jet has a striking resemblance to Colress. She could be Colress's mother, grandmother, aunt, or even sister. Colress was a part of Team Plasma, and he helped Ghetsis fuse Kyurem into either black or white Kyurem. Now this theory was brought to me via a TikTok comment. What if Jet finds a way to fuse Xerneas and Yveltal into Zygarde? Now at first, I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought this was stupid, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Zygarde's leaks are saying that it's gonna get a Mega, but what if its Mega isn't a normal one? What if it's similar to Mewtwo and Charizard and it gets 2 Megas? Mega Zygarde Y could be Yveltal in Zygarde fused, while obviously Mega Zygarde X would be Xerneas in Zygarde. I would still prefer if in my last video I stated Xerneas and Yveltal could get primal forms and Zygarde just got a Mega, but I think it's entirely possible that the whole fusion thing could happen. The last thing I want to talk about is the possibility that this will be the best Pokemon game of all time. On a real note, the internet is full of hating people and hating things. I'm sure it's not hard to find a hype-killing video on YouTube about Pokemon Legends ZA. Oh, it's gonna be terrible, the graphics are gonna suck. I mean, I even made one of those videos based off like one of the first trailers. Plenty of people think it's gonna suck, but personally, I'm optimistic about it. Of course, you can be negative if you want to be negative. I'm just saying, I think this game has a lot of potential. Well, that's the end of the video, but don't leave just yet. If you stayed this long, you probably like my content and should definitely check out more of it. Be sure to like, sub, and comment something like biscuit if you made it to the end. See ya.